Amen, or so be true. All right. So if any man speak, he's supposed to speak. Oracles mean writings, all right, or teachers. All right, it's the Most High ordained, all right, his men to give his word. All right. See, a lot of these guys, like these Jakes over here, all right, they've been ordained by men, not by the Most High, by men. Okay. All right, because the Most High is the one that gives the prophets visions, all right, and the words to write down, all right, so that we can get it. This knowledge. I mean, you know. So this is the book of Psalms. This is Psalms. Here we go. All right, Psalm 68 and 11, it reads, "The Lord gave the word, great was the company of those that published it." So the Lord gave the word, and great was the company that published it. And the Most High Heavenly Father, you know, he does things decently in order, and when he wants them to be done. And that's how things are done. All right, so the Lord gave the word to the prophets, all right, also known as seers, all right, also known as the Lord, you know. But he gave the word to him, or gave him the visions, whether he sent the angel out to him or not, or just gave a straight vision from him. He sent them out, all right, and that's how they got the word. And he caused them to be written into paper, which paper means this Bible form you have today, which back in the ancient world, it was actually scrolls which were made of animal skins, all right, and they used ink, all right, in an actual a real pen or a ritual pen, all right, to cause it to be written down, all right, and that's how we have the Most High's words today, all right. This is second Ezra. Okay, I'll allow this nigga get. That don't mean shit. But it has to do with God trying to use us. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." Right, so you're supposed to speak. You're supposed to speak in the ears of the Most High's people, which are the people on this sign right here, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, which we are the children of Israel. We're the Israelites. All right, you're supposed to speak into our people the words of prophecy, which the Most High will put in your mouth if you're a real man of the Lord. All right. But the problem is, these are not men of the Lord. These are numbered niggas, just like what the so-called white man calls them, niggas. All right. And what they do, they do according to what Esau tell them what to do. The Most High ain't put the words. The Most High ain't put his words in this man's mouth. These people are deceived, man. Why do you think so many Israelites are leaving these so-called churches, man? Because this is real church right here. All right? It says, verse 2, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." So, the Most High caused them to be written in paper because they are faithful and true. That links up with what I just read to you in Psalm 68 chapter. What the Lord gave the word. All right? And then what? They was published in paper, which you call the Holy Scriptures, or the 1611 King James Version Bible. All right, not go out here and do what you want to do. They don't teach you about prophecy. All right, the word prophecy means something that was told before it happened. All right, that's what the prophet does. He tells it before it happens, and the prophecy is the vision that the prophet have received. All right, why do you think you have the book of which we call the book of the prophets, which is the Tanakh? You know, different prophets. You got major prophets like Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. You know, Isaiah, Daniel. You got Esdras. You know, which is Esdras, that's the same person. All right, but They don't teach you prophecy. You know, what's some of the prophecies that so-called America, which is Babylon, great. All right, the virgin daughter of Babylon is going to be destroyed. All right, that's one of the prophecies. All right, what's another prophecy? That the devil is going to come down to you having great wrath. And who's the devil speaking of? When you go in the scriptures, there's a righteous seed and there's a wicked seed. All right, and the wicked seed is the nation of Esau, Edom, the so-called white race. All right, they're the wicked seed. The word devil just means deceiver, and also it's synonymous with adversary, all right, or slander. All right. And who's the devil when you go in the scriptures? Or who's the wicked when you go in the scriptures? The wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Right? And he's the one that's going to come down on our people having great wrath because he has a short time to push his new world order, which involves, by the way, pushing the RFID microchip. All right? That's another prophecy in itself. All right? You're supposed to warn the people. All right? All right? The Most High, when he sent out his men, all right, it's to warn the people being the children of Israel. But also, the Most High made, all right, us prophets unto the nations like he did Jeremiah. All right? See? That's how you know who the Most High is dealing with, man. All right? Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee, that not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right, incredulity means unbelief. These are unbelievers. All right, all these guys are unbelievers, man. All right, here it is, 2020. The Most High word has gone forth throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, so they heard the word, but they rejected it. They didn't lay it to heart. They didn't take heed. So what do you think the Most High is going to do with them? Proverbs 13:13. Whosoever despises the word, all right, the Most High is going to destroy you. This man going to be destroyed. All right, I was being patient last week. I try to keep things, the scriptures say if possible, live peaceably among all men. So, there's plenty of, I don't own this, but this is my teaching turf. I come right here every weekend. All right. I come out here every weekend, mostly Sundays, sometimes on Mondays, depending on my work. When I'm busy with my partner work. For the most part, I'm right here, right, doing the work. Unlike these guys, man. Unlike these niggas, man. So they're gonna get rebuked today, man. I'm gonna rebuke the shit out of these niggas, man. It's lucky for my friends, but it's pissed me off because our people are suffering from this oppression. And yet you want to talk about what's on your feeble mind. It's not about what's on your mind. It's about what's Most High's will, according to Most High's mind. All right? Which his thoughts are not our thoughts. All right? His thoughts are not our thoughts, or his ways are not our ways. All right? He's the Most High for a reason. All right? So, this is a singing contest. Isaiah 50. I get loud on these niggas. Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. It says, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Now, if you call yourself being a man of the Lord, all right, you're supposed to cry aloud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet, because Jake get loud. All right? But you're not supposed to spare these Jake's feelings, man. You're not supposed to spare these Israelites' feelings. To hell with your feelings. That's emotional. All right? That's emotional. You don't get emotional when you come out here. You do your job as men of the Lord, and you get on with your business. After that, then you tend to your personal life. But while you out here, cry out loud, you spare not. Don't spare none of these Jakes. All right? Show the Most High's people, all right, their transgressions. All right, the house of Jacob, their sins. What are the sins of Jacob, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans? The sins are that they transgressed, that our nation have transgressed against our power. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right? Serving other gods. All right? Going the horn after other gods. Not keeping the covenant the Most High made between himself and us by the hand of Moses when he led us into the wilderness, unto Mount Sinai. When he gave us his laws, his commandments, his statutes. Later on he accepted only for a sacrifice his only begotten son, being crucified, which his name is Yahushua. All right? But we broke the covenant. We didn't keep the covenant. Even to this very day. You know, our people eat what they want to eat. They don't eat according to how the Most High wants to eat, or commands us to eat, rather. And that's the reason why they're living the way they're living. The reason why Jake is so sick, the reason why Israelites are so sick and so down, all right, physically, and more importantly, spiritually, is because they are rebellious, man. All right, they eat swine, all right? They eat all kind of things that's against the Levitical law of Leviticus 11th chapter. All right, that's the reason why you have high blood pressure, you got a high rate of diabetes, and all manner of sickness. All right, throughout our communities, man. They don't teach you or tell you that, man. This is all for filthy lucre's sake, man. All right, our reward is in heaven when the Most High Yahweh will send back Yahweh Shah to give us our reward, which Lord willing, we're granted salvation. That's our reward, you know. Not a reward from man. All right, we are out here to do the Most High will, so that the Most High New Father will forgive us of our transgressions. All right, this is our labor of love. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 29. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 13. It reads, "Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men." Now the word heart go back to the Lashon Kodash word, which is lab, meaning your mind, because your actual heart don't think anything. All right, the word there is lab, L-A-B, which means your mind. All right, because you think that you're serving the Most High, you're not, and you know you're not. All right, you know these so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American pastors. I went to this this school that teaches them not to teach the truth. All right, Westminster School, okay, and then they receive a 501c3 charter, which is a tax exemption for them not to teach our people the truth, man. All right, singing and shouting ain't gonna draw you near to the Most High. All right, righteousness was gonna draw you near to the Most High, and having faith in Him through His Son, and letting your faith show. That's what's gonna make you nearer to the Most High, man. Not no singing and dancing, speaking jibber jabber. All right, shaking and faking, as I call it. That's all you simple-minded Negro, Latino Americans do, man. All right, summoning familiar spirits and all that stuff, man. You got women, like I said last week, man. You got women talking, not wearing modest apparel. They wearing things that was pertaining to a man, like wearing pants. All right, they won't say any of those things because that'll cause them to storm up out of there. The main money they get is from our women. All right, they run up in there with their money trying to get an instant relief. All right, instant relief from wickedness, which they don't get it anyway. All right, but the main source of money and the main reason they're able to stay open as long as they do is because the Israelite woman is in these harlot houses, man. All right, ain't nothing going on righteousness in these buildings, man. My mom just dragged us there all the time, and we would learn nothing. All right, and they had pictures of Yahweh Shah looking like a so-called white boy. All right, I know because I was a little child growing up in there, and I like I said, my mother drug us up in there, me and my siblings. All right, they teach you that you're Gentiles, like an actual natural Gentile. When in fact, in the New Testament, Gentile just means Israelite foreigners. All right, gentilis, a tribe or a nation. All right, gentilis from the Latin. We're the tribe, we're the nation that the Most High has chosen. All right, created and chosen to be a special, peculiar people. All right, we're the people that Paul was going about. All right, throughout his ministry. All right, to gather and to bring back into the knowledge of being Israelites, man. And coming out of the Gentile state of mind. That's why when you go in the New Testament, you look up the word Gentile, you will find Hellene or Hellenistus. Okay, which means it means an Israelite that took on Greek customs and often spoke Greek language. When they spoke Greek language, and often took on their customs. All right, that's why you have it where some of them have Greek names. All right, and that's why it's so important to look up words, man. All right, so your heart is removed far from the Most High when you're not teaching according to the way the Most High, all right, ordained his real men to teach. All right, when you're not warning the people, because here it is, we're at the end of this kingdom, man, which is ruled by Esau, Edom, the elites of Esau, Edom, the central banking families. All right, and they're getting ready to move in on us. All right, all this racial tension that's going on, it's all prophecy, man. It's all prophecy. The race wars will sure enough happen, man. We're not made to be one people. All right. All right. This is We're gonna get into it. That's all you jakes do, man. By the way, the Most High Heavenly Father, He only loves the children of Israel too. That's one thing that they want to teach you. See, you have it where there are 18 nations that are created in the Bible, man. Everyone on this earth belongs to a nation. I don't care that they go by a different title or a different name. You have tribes within the nation, but it's only 18 nations. And out of all the 18 nations, the top nation being the children of Israel, which are the peculiar treasure of the Heavenly Father, which are the so-called Latino, Native American, and Negroes, man. We're the peculiar, special people. All right? They refuse to teach them that. All right? I'm gonna get some nerves today, man. This is Amos. Drop that. Get Amos. Amos chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying the land of bondage." Because the word Egypt, see, the word Egypt means bondage. All right, which the word is Matazarium in the Lashon Kodash, or the ancient Paleo Hebrew. The middle of Matazarium, which means Tazar, means to bind or to bond. All right. All right. The word Egypt is from a Greek word Iagyptos, which means bondage or slavery. So when the Most High made us a nation within that Egyptian captivity, all right, he ultimately created us as a nation. All right, then he rose us up to serve him by using Moses. All right, using Moses as a teacher and as a leader to lead us, all right, back into him so that we would know him, because we're the Most High's first. All right, Jeshurun means my first. All right, which is Yashawan. We're the firstborn. All right, we're the Most High's fervent lover. We're the Most High's wife, man. You know what? He's joined unto us. All right, so the Most High led us throughout from the Egyptian captivity. It says, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities." Right. So the Most High only knows the children of Israel. All right. That all God love everybody. It's not true, man. The Most High don't love everybody. The Most High only love the children of Israel, which is the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. All right. We're the only ones the Most High Heavenly Father love. That John 3:16 is not pertaining to all nations. All right. The word there, when you go to St. John, the 3rd chapter, and the 16th verse, you look that word up, it goes back to the Greek language, which the Greek word, and in the Greek you have different words for world. You have the word oikumene, which means the earth itself. You have aeon, which means age or rulership. And then you have cosmos. All right, cosmos means a particular sect of people, or a tribe of people, or a nation of people. All right, a harmonious arrangement. All right, which the Most High made between us and the children of Israel. All right, Exodus, the 19th chapter, tells you about the covenant that the Most High Father made with us when he brought us from upon those Egyptians. All right, he didn't make a covenant with no other people, man. All right, the Most High's covenant is only with us, man. All right, so of all the families of the earth, meaning what? All the nations of the earth, the Most High Father only knows us. All right. This is Psalms chapter 137. I said 37, sorry. This is Psalms 139.
Of God. If you got the ability to stand, I want you to stand real quickly. If you have the ability to stand, you have the ability to stand. We have the ability to stand.
All right, this is the book of Psalms.
Real quickly, you have the ability to stand. Real quickly. I want you to lift your hand.
We gotta establish the Most High's righteousness, man. Psalms 147 and 19. It says, "He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So you have it where the Most High showed his word to Jacob. Jacob's name changed to Israel. All right. And he gave his word, meaning what? He gave his covenant, all right, to the children of Jacob. He gave it to Abraham, to Isaac. All right, it rested with Jacob and his descendants, which we're known as the children of Jacob or the children of Israel. After Jacob wrestled with the angels, which that's another subject too. All right, but we're the children of Jacob, the children of Israel. Okay, and that's one thing they don't teach you, man. All right, all our people are, all right, is a bunch of men worshipers, man. They into Christianity, into Islam, everything under the sun. All right, and they don't know the Most High's word. Though the Most High showed it to us, they don't know his word. Because why? They ignore his word. They rebel against his word. All right? They rebel against his word. Like the people that the Most High gave his word to, all right, they're the most rebellious and stiff-necked people, which are the people behind me. There's some of them right here behind me. All right? And all they like to do is to go about to establish their own righteousness, man. All right? See what I'm saying? He haven't broken down the Most High's word at all, man. This is Isaiah chapter 30. We're going to bring it out. People don't even know the tears that you cry. It's smooth words, shit, man. Tears in the middle of the night when everybody else is crying. But God says that today. This is I'm holding Isaiah 30. We got to precept real quick. I'm grabbing the precept real quick. I'm holding on deck because I want to bring it out, man. God told me to tell you the struggle is today. I need everybody on this line to open up their mouth. And that's all these guys do, man. Let me hold that. This is Isaiah chapter 30, starting at verse 1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." And the rebellious children are you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. All right, the scripture says, "Woe unto you, man." Woe means destroy this you or destruction to you. See, a lot of you Israelites are going to die in America. That's beautiful, man. You wicked as hell, all right, and you always seek about to destroy the righteous, man. All right, that's beautiful in my eyes because we don't want no wickedness around us, man. You get offended, so what? All right, Yahweh Shai said, "Blessed is he who's not offended in me." All right? So you should be offended, all right, about the Most High and His Son. All right? It says, "That walk to go down into Egypt and have not acts in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." This is the shadow of Egypt right here. You know? This is the shadow of Egypt right here. The new Egypt is America. This place is known as also as Simon Egypt. All right? Trusting the philosophies and the ways of the so-called white man who is Pharaoh today. He's Pharaoh today, and they're the Egyptians of the day. All right? It says, I'm going to jump down to verse 9, that this is a rebellious people